We reported earlier, and it's now doing the rounds, that Manchester City have now opted out of the race to sign Declan Rice. City, we're told, have no intention to enter into a bidding war, which at this moment leaves Arsenal in there alone, having bid £105 million. That's what's being reported. There was no indication that this was going to happen, but my goodness, it's prompted many Arsenal fans to start calling us, which is fine by us, and Rob is one of them. Rob, good morning. What's your take on this then? You comfortable that Arsenal, your club, are going to land the man Rice?
Hey guys, fantastic show as always. I was chatting to Adi and Rory last week, and I was quite resigned to the fact that we were going to lose Declan. And I just said to one of the team just now, this for me I feel was a massive watershed moment for Arsenal. If we hadn't gone in and got Declan, I think it would have been back to the same old silly bids that we put in for players way below market value. And I think this is a real statement of intent. We've said, look, we're going to match the real big players when it comes to putting the money where it needs to be. Look, is it an obscene amount of money for a footballer? Yes, it is. Is it what marketplace renders the right amount for this player? I believe it is. And it's just good to see that the board is backing the intent. Well, it's a statement of intent, I think, from them in matching Mikel's ambition. I think is a really, really good move if we land it.
Well, Rob, I was going to ask you, let's say you get Declan Rice. Do you forevermore back Stan Kroenke?
I think you have to. I think when you put that sort of money forward for a player, and especially when you look at the other signings we're going for as well, whether or not we need Havertz, who knows? But of course, you know, look, there's money that's being spent, and that was always a big problem for Arsenal fans for a long, long time, wasn't there? There was the dream sold to us that the money was going to be available. I mean, it was never really there. It looks like it's happening now. The same type of investment that's happening with his sports franchises over the other side of the pond.
Okay.
So I genuinely think if this happens, I think we do need to believe, and I think it's a real statement of intent from us.
Rob, good. You've started something here, mate. Thanks for the call. So many Arsenal fans trying to get a hold of us, and you've got through to us. Matthew's one of them. Matthew, good morning. What does this mean if you get Declan, Matthew? Does it turn Arsenal from title contenders into title winners?
It won't our title credentials won't depend on Declan Rice. I think we need to strengthen in other areas. Particularly, I think we need a number 9. For all the great work ethic that Gabriel Jesus puts in. He's not a 15, 20 goal striker a season. So that we need to strengthen in that area for me. But it would be a wonderful, wonderful sign. And we all know what a brilliant, brilliant defensive midfielder is. But he's got other attributes to his game as well, Jim. He can carry the ball. He might not be the best goal scorer, but he's just an all-round box-to-box midfielder. And it would be wonderful to have him. It really will.
Matthew, listen, thanks for the call. So Arsenal fans, maybe not unsurprisingly, Danny, very happy at the news that they and only they are in there bidding for Declan. They lead the way. Seems all road lead to the Emirates for Declan Rice.
I mean, look, Arsenal spent 160, 170 million pounds last year. And so it doesn't surprise me, given the fact they've got Champions League football this year, with all that goes with that, because if they look at it from the point of view of the minimum income they're going to get from the Champions League is probably another 30 or 40 million quid. So it's not unreasonable to see them spend this kind of money. Stan Kroenke's adjusted his attitude post the European Super League because he's seen the challenges. I mean, I made the observations many times previously about he was one of the few billionaires that seemed to be happy with mediocrity in his sports franchise in his country. And because he's seen the change of direction, the way that Chelsea have been sold, the European Super League brought back different kinds of attention, there's more of a focus on what Arsenal need to do rather than just simply managing expectations, delivering a reasonable staple diet of getting close to the European leagues every season. Look, do I think Arsenal are going to win the league next year? No. Do I think Declan Rice is the all-round midfield player that someone just described? Well, it's difficult to see because the guy scored 10 goals in 200 games. Let's see if he takes that next step and becomes that. But in a space like Arsenal, he's going to get that opportunity to prove that he either is or he isn't, because at West Ham he's been asked to fulfil a different function, hasn't he?
Yeah. Well, if they do get him, and the price is 105 million, they'll have beaten their own transfer record by 33 million. That was Nicolas Pepe at 72 million.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.